All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Nithya Ramachandra from the NR Hour Sports Show. This is episode 875, alongside with one of our co-hosts, Lyons, and we're joined by a really special guest. His name is Keenan Smith. He's a former NFL. He coached he's done a lot of coaching in his career already, NFL, college, but now he's back in the college game in Tennessee State University. He's a passing game coordinator slash wide receiver coach for Coach Eddie George, and Jeff Fisher's back on the staff, who you coach with with the Rams. So really looking forward to this interview. Keenan, thanks for coming on. It's truly an honor. We wanted to get you on before the season started. And first of all, how are you and your family doing?
We're doing great. Appreciate you guys having me on. Just excited to get this football season started right now. We're about 1 week into camp, so
Yeah.
I think the first game's coming up real soon.
Oh, wow.
Keenan, we're so excited to have you take time to spend with us today and hear your story. Yours is a very diverse experience in football. Yeah. Tell us how it got started and when.
It's been a long ride, and anybody that's in this profession knows that when you're coaching football, your journey can take you anywhere and everywhere. And my journey started out about 11 years ago, coaching wise. I was a volunteer at Ball State University as an intern. Before that, I was working at the University of Michigan in the athletic department, and I just realized I wanted to coach football. I missed football too much.
Yeah.
So I got into coaching, and it's taken me all over the place. I've been to Indiana. I went to Arizona, moved back out to Indiana. Coached at a D3 school, then went to Butler University. I was there for 3 years, won 2 championships there. And then I got an opportunity to work with Coach Fisher out in St. Louis with the Rams. I was there for a few years, and now I'm here.
That's amazing.
I was at Southern Utah for 2 years, and now I'm here in Tennessee, out in Nashville, trying to win some games out here.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So I want to ask you, growing up in California, San Jose, California, what was that like? And did you play any sports growing up before coaching? And who was your role model that you looked up to?
Oh yeah, I was nonstop. I was that kid whose parents had him always doing something. Growing up, I was football, basketball, baseball, soccer. My dad's a huge baseball fan. So once I decided that I wanted to focus on football and basketball, he broke his heart a little bit, but I feel like I made the right decision. Wow. So I mean, it was just, my passion's always been football. I looked up to Randall Cunningham when I was growing up. I was a quarterback back in the day, all the way up until college. I got moved to receiver. I looked up to Randy Moss and Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco now. Those are the guys that I looked up to playing. And, those are the ones that I wanted to model my game after.
I love that. I looked up to Randall, too. My best friend's father up the street was the preacher for the Eagles. So Randall and Reggie White and all those guys, they would have dinner over there and do their mentorship. But tell me, off football for 1 second, watching that, did you watch Field of Dreams last night?
I actually did not. We left the office. We're in camp right now, so left the office a little bit late. But I did see the highlights, saw some videos of it. Looked exciting. Looked like it was a great setting for the sport. It was a good thing for baseball.
Absolutely. Well, I saw the clip. I saw some of the game last night, but I missed the clip today. I saw it, and I'm absolutely having like a catch with my dad, even though, I don't play baseball, but I'm going to have a catch with my dad. And so I just thought, since your dad loves baseball, I figured I'd ask.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you he watched. I don't know if he watched it. He grew up. I was born in LA, so I'm a huge Dodgers fan, and my dad doesn't miss a game. If he's not watching it, he's tracking it on his phone. So I don't know if the Dodgers played last night, but if the Dodger game was on, he was probably watching that instead.
Yeah, well, you have to show him the highlight for sure.
I will, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to ask you. So obviously, take me through your process. Obviously, you have a lot of experience now in the coaching game. But before you start, what was the process for you when you got into the coaching game, and what were the main things that you learned from other coaches, and what advice did you get?
I mean, I'm still learning today,
Yeah.
and it's about building your knowledge. The more you know, the more confident you are in what you're teaching and what you're coaching, the better coach you'll be. And for me, it's just I'm constantly learning, no matter where I'm at. I've worked with some really good people. I've been very fortunate. I played receiver, so
Mhm.
a lot of when you play receiver, you're kind of out on the edge a little bit,
Yeah.
away from everybody, so you focus on certain parts of the game. But like I said, I've worked with some good people. They've taught me the game of football just overall. Run game, pass game, and those just being able to learn the game from them and follow their footsteps, and hopefully get the opportunity to keep growing in the profession. That's all I'm trying to do.
Hmm.
Keenan, tell us, what's your favorite position to coach, or is it a mindset thing? Is it?
It's I mean, obviously coaching receivers is easy to me. They're it's my passion. It's what I've grown up with. It's what I played.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows receivers, they're a special group. They're different. They are different. They have special personalities. But that has been that's my favorite position to coach. And we always I joke with everybody, like I've coached the DB coach at every school. We always get along great because we just go back and forth with each other all the time. But probably the best thing that ever happened in my career was when Coach Fisher let me be the assistant tight end coach and then the interim tight end coach out in St. Louis. That was probably the best thing that ever happened in my career because, like I said, when you're just coaching receivers, you kind of pay attention to just the pass game and teaching receivers routes and concepts. But when you're coaching tight ends, you get the opportunity. You have to do everything.
Yeah.
Run routes, run block, pass protect. And so coaching them gave me the knowledge that I have now just to grow on and keep building with.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So before we get to your Rams career, I want to ask you, because you started at Michigan back in 2005 as a sports marketing in their department. And what was that experience like, working in their department and getting your feet wet in that area?
It was great. Michigan's a very special place. Back when I graduated college, I wanted to be an athletic director. So I thought that was the route that I wanted to, that's the route that I wanted to go. And you realize that how much of a big business college athletics is when you're in it. And, Michigan was a great time. My brother played football there. Fortunately for me, my mom lives there. She's from there. So it was good to be close to my brother, close to my mom. And, on Saturdays, it is a different world on Saturdays in Michigan when you're in that stadium with 110,000 people.
Yeah.
That's an experience that not a lot of people get to experience. So that was a good time. The winters are different, though. I'll give you that. The winters are very different.
And you're in the heat right now, so I have compassion.
Let me tell you, I'm still getting used to.
I can't imagine it on the field.
No, I'm proud of the kids here for they fight through it every day. We've had 6 practices and they fought through it. They battled through the heat.
Wow.
They don't complain. They just go out there and work. So I'm glad with the work that they're putting in here.
That's incredible because it's a heat stroke. There's so much sacrifice that goes into it. Nathan and I did some NFL camps this year, and I have much more compassion just standing, not sitting down at all. These guys are hustling in the heat. You have so much passion to have traveled to so many different areas. That's an amazing opportunity. You've had so many amazing opportunities. Tell us about the sacrifice that it takes to go with the flow and to experience all these different places, and how much reward that you've received from going with the flow and doing it, accepting them.
It's a lot. It is definitely a lot. But sometimes you just have to follow your passion. I learned, one of my mentors told me that you've never really been coached until you've been fired before. And sometimes it's hard. It's very hard. You have people telling you, come do this, work for me here, work for me there. But I found my passion in life, and I'm very, very fortunate to be coaching football and teaching young men how to grow and watching them develop over time. And it's been a ride, and I'm just thankful to be here.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So now getting to your Rams career, how grateful are you that Coach Jeff Fisher, in my opinion, he gets too much disrespect. He's one of the great coaches I've seen in NFL. What was it like when he reached out to you to give you the opportunity to be one of his assistants on the team in
It was a shock. It was a huge
Yeah.
shock to me when I'll never forget that phone call. I'll never forget where I was when he offered me the job. Wanted me to, well, first when he wanted to have me interview. I'll never forget that, and then I'll never forget where I was when he offered me the job. But it was I'm so grateful to Coach Fish. There's, like I said, I've worked with some really good people in my career, and he's just one of the best people that I've ever met. He's just a good guy, cares about people, cares about growth, cares about just, he has a big heart and he wants the best for people and things to be done the right way. So I'm very grateful for Coach Fish.
And how did you feel?
Here with us now, so that's even better that he's here with us now.
Oh, that's awesome. How did you feel when you got the call? Who did you tell? Where were you?
I was in the car. I was actually in the car when I got the call in the interview. I was in the car. I was going out to dinner. I was in Indianapolis, and it was cold because it was in the winter when I got the call. I'll never. It was about 10 degrees that day. And
wow.
I immediately hung up the phone. I called my best friend, and because he's the first person I shared the news with. Then I called my dad, and I told him I had an interview. And the first thing I did was run back to the office to get ready for the interview. When he called me and offered me the job, I was actually on vacation in Florida, and I wanted to end my vacation short just so I could hurry up and go back and start packing and moving. He was like, "Can you be here by Saturday?" I said, "No problem. I'm gone." So wow. It was an exciting time for me in my life. It was part of my dream to coach in the NFL, and that was the beginning of it.
I love it. That is so special. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now looking, obviously, you worked with some great players on the Rams, and you had some speedy receivers. I love Tavon Austin. You worked with him. He played for Dallas. I'm a Cowboy fan. He played for Dallas too, and you had you had Lance Kendricks, you had Brian Quick. What was it like working with these speedy receivers and that they can play anywhere on the field for you? And the next part I want to ask you is, you guys, what was your reaction when you guys moved to Los Angeles, because you were part of that move and you coached them until 2017?
First part of your question, working with those guys, they're special talents.
Yeah.
Working with Tavon, Kenny Britt, Brian Quick, Jared Cook, Lance Kendricks, Corey Harkey, just to name a few, Chris Gibbons, Stedman Bailey. Those guys they're special talents, and and they were very professional. So one thing that I learned about going to the NFL is those guys are about their job. They're very professional. They're very smart. They're knowledgeable, and they just come to work every day. No matter what the score of the game was, they'd come back on Monday ready to work every day. So I still keep in touch with those guys. So I like to think that I built some good relationships with them. Some of those guys are still going. Tavon just signed down in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jared Cook is out in LA right now.
Yep.
So I mean, they're all doing great things. They've had long careers that are lasting right now, and it's been, I'm happy for them. You want to see those guys succeed as much as they possibly can, because like, first and foremost, they're good people.
Yeah. You
want good things to happen to good people. The second part of your question, what was it like to move LA?
Yeah.
It was an experience. That's probably the best way that I could put it. It was an experience. Just the whole move. We kind of knew it was coming when we were in St. Louis. We knew it was coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
But we didn't really think about it that much. We just wanted to coach football, and whatever they told us, and then we did it. We moved to Oxnard for I think it was like 6 weeks, while where the Cowboys did their training camp. We were in Oxnard for 6 weeks. Then we went to UC Riverside, had training camp, we were in Oxnard for like 2 months, I think.
Wow.
And then we went to UC Riverside for training camp. We were there for all through camp, all through the preseason. And then we moved to finally we moved out of there to our permanent facility out in the Thousand Oaks area. And it was interesting. I'm from California, so
Yeah.
I think the most interesting part about that was when everybody was moving out there and we're trying to find places to live, and everybody got all sticker shock on the cost of living out in California. And me being from California, it was normal to me. So, but it was good. It was a good experience to be out in LA. I wish we had won more games. I wish we had done better, because obviously we wanted to do well for Coach Fisher, because that's what he deserved. But it's just the way it happened. And we're all on to different things now. We're all doing in different spots and locations.
Well, a rolling.
Half of our staff here at TSU was on that staff. So
wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Eddie George bringing back the reunion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keenan, who are you looking forward to watching in the NFL wide receivers this season? It's like we're hanging on. This COVID, sports is uniting us and getting us through. So who are you going to be watching?
I'm just a fan of the game. There's some really talented receivers. Obviously, the Titans being right down the street and Julio Jones being here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever I'm showing college guys film on receivers, he's one of the tops in the league. So I'm kind of interested to see what he does when he's here in Nashville, a new setting, new team. It'll be interesting to see what Devontae Adams does. He's one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see about that. Calvin Ridley, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry.
Yeah.
I was waiting for me to
Cowboy freak out there for a moment over
But so it'll be interesting to see what those guys do.
Nice. And real quick, one more question on the something you just mentioned. How important is it for the guys to watch their film? Tell us a little bit about that.
Watch their own film or watch other guys?
Both.
And film you got to be a student of the game. You have to. Yeah. You have to study your craft and try to master your craft. You want to be the best at it. And hold on, I got our DB coach just walked in my office right now. Remember I told you to alone.
No, can you bring him out real quick.
Come on over here. This is
Coach
Smith right here.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How are you?
Good. Just had to come and mess up his conversation.
We love the team.
Woo, let's go.
Appreciate y'all.
This is cool.
He's sitting over here trying to make me laugh, and I'm trying to keep a straight face right now.
Well, we like to hear about the camaraderie and the laughs. So that's for sure.
No, this is a great staff. I think this is probably one of the best staffs. I've been on some good staffs, but just how close we are, and from offense, defense, top to bottom. Our group chat is lit up every single day. It's awesome. It's good to be.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
put us on the group chat.
Yeah. So now transitioning from the Rams, you went to the Dolphins in 2018 as assistant to the tight ends coach. What was that like going to Miami? You worked with some great tight ends. For example, Mike Gesicki. I like him as a tight end. He's a great player. And you had Adam Sheehan. You go down the list. You worked with great tight ends. What was it like there in Miami for you?
Hot. It was hot. I thought Nashville was hot. It was hot down in Miami.
Wow.
But I was fortunate to be a part of the Bill Walsh Minority Fellowship with the Dolphins.
Cool.
It was, and luckily for me, usually those only last 2 weeks. Yeah. I was there for 2 months. And so I was very fortunate to work with Coach Day, who was the tight end coach at the time. It was great to work with Mike and Durham Smythe as rookies when they were there. Gavin Escobar was a former Cowboy. You should remember that name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was good. It was good to work with those guys, especially because they were young and they were still it was their first experience in the league. So forming the relationship with them and building on their skill set and, just trying to show them what it was like to be in the NFL. But they had a great staff. Coach Gase was great to work for. Very good guy. Coach Dow, he was the OC at the time. Sean Jefferson was the receivers coach. Eric Studesville, who's now the OC for the Dolphins, who I spent a lot of time with in the running back room. They just had a really good staff down there. And I was fortunate and blessed to be there.
Speaking of Adam Gase, what was he? A lot of people criticize him for what he does as a coach and what he does. But I think he's a great coach. But for you, what was it like working with him, Adam, getting to know him on the field, and what does he bring to the team?
He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a football genius. There's not very many people that have the football IQ that he has on the offensive side of the ball. He's been around a lot of football, and just sitting there watching how he goes about his day. He's very detailed. He sees everything, whether he'll have you do certain projects, and a lot of times coaches don't think that the head coach is going to see it, but he looks at everything. He's very meticulous how he goes about his day. And like I said, he's very smart, very personable, good guy to work with. And, unfortunately he had a couple bad years out in New York and down in Miami, but it was good to get that experience with him.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan, you mentioned some personalities. We know that wide receivers sometimes have big personalities, individuality. Tell us what it takes for the guys to come together as a team.
As a team,
how do you make that happen?
I mean, that's a loaded question because as a team, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of buy-in to the culture, and it takes a lot of work and time for the players. It's getting to know each other, not only on the field, but off the field. It's
Right.
there's a big trust factor. Can I trust you to do your job? Can you trust me to tell you the right things to do? And then it's just, I like to say this to my players a lot of times, that more games are lost than they are won. So, you try to teach the kids the least mistakes that you can make, the better chance that you're going to have. And, when they buy into that and they buy into the vision that you have for the program,
Right.
Like here, everybody's buying into the vision that Coach George has, and the energy around the building has been great. We're just trying to follow his lead, follow his vision for the TSU program, and just win some games, and everybody's on the right track. We've had 6 practices and we're moving in the right direction.
That's awesome. What kind of fellowship or stuff do you guys do outside the locker room to keep that camaraderie and that closeness?
I'm actually taking the receivers out to dinner tonight.
Nice.
So.
Nice. That's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, they're excited about it. They haven't let me forget about it. Like, Coach, when we going to dinner? Coach, when we going to dinner? So,
That's good. That's
no,
awesome.
it'll be fun. Just being around them. And like I said, receivers are very special personalities. Sometimes I have to cut them off because I could literally listen to them for an entire meeting, just joke with each other all day. They're strong personalities, and it's just fun to be around them.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish we had footage from that. Have fun.
There's footage from that. It's called Hard Knocks back in LA. That's where that footage comes from.
What's the food for tonight, the restaurant?
I haven't decided. I got about an hour before I have to tell them where we're going. So I got to pick a place. Luckily, we're in Nashville, so there's a lot of food options out here.
So I want to get to an important topic here, which everybody should be talking about: minority coaches, African American coaches that still needs to get more opportunities. And for you, what's it like to be coaching at an HBCU school, because it's growing big time? And for example, Deion Sanders, a head coach at Jackson State University. Now you have Eddie George here, Hugh Jackson, yourself. So what do you like the growth of HBCU schools and minority coaches in general? I feel like they need to get more opportunities. Like Jim Caldwell, he got fired for no reason. I feel like he needs another opportunity. And then if you go to the NBA side, Mark Jackson, he needs another opportunity. So what are your thoughts on that, on those two topics right now?
I think in this profession, it is a very underrepresented group when it comes to coaching. I being here at the HBCU at Tennessee State, and we're not actually in a conference with other HBCUs really. So it's a little different for us here at TSU, but there is the tradition. And that's what we're trying to expose people to here, is let them know that there is a very long history and tradition here at Tennessee State. At schools, when we go play Grambling week 1, there's a big, huge classic. And then when we go play Jackson State down in Memphis week 2, we want to get these kids that exposure because they haven't ever had it. and they deserve it because they are very good. They're very good guys. They work hard. They go to school just like every other Division I athlete. They train just like every Division I athlete. They might not have all the resources, but we're working on that. Coach George has devoted a lot of time and energy to providing those kids with the experience that they deserve here. And so, I mean, as far as coaching goes, we're still trying to break that barrier. There's definitely some people that should have gotten jobs who, in my opinion, obviously I'm not the one making those calls, but there's definitely some guys that have been let go from jobs and gotten jobs, and you sit back and you're like, well, why isn't this person getting the job or this person getting the job? But half the thing is you can't think about that. You just have to be the best that you are where you're at, and hopefully somebody notices, and just keep building your network. And Alonzo Carter did a thing. He's the running back coach at San Jose State. He did a thing over COVID, and he started a Zoom call, and we did it twice a week. And he just get minority coaches from all over the country. And I think at one point there were 600 coaches on the call.
Wow.
And, he just get guest speakers every week. I think one week he had Coach Jackson, he had Anthony Lynn, he had Marvin Lewis. He's got different, every time it was somebody different. And it was just about learning from guys that have been in that profession and done it. And it was also about, building your network, just because that's what it's about. Just building your network, helping each other out and building each other up, because at the end of the day, if nobody's going to help you, we got to help each other.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's
100%. Keenan, what's some advice that you offer the youth? Like, what's one of the most important things that you try to instill in the youth that you coach?
Change your mindset, change your life. That's really what it is. A lot of guys, they like the word "I can't," and I don't let my guys say I can't do anything, or they feel a certain type of way about things, and you just got to teach them never give up, just keep working, fight through it. And when they're feeling down on themselves, you can do this. There's a lot of positive energy, like we talked about before we started this. It's that's why my voice is gone. Luckily we had the Players Day off today, so I get a little chance to recover. But it's always just constant motivation, constantly pushing them to be the best that they can be, because you never know who they have pushing them to be the best. You never know what pressure they have on them at home. And so you just try to be a positive influence for them in their lives, somebody that they can be there to talk to, and, just change that mindset. Whatever you believe you can achieve, and you just try to go there with them on that.
I love that. I'm soaking it in. I'm soaking it in.
Yeah. So for you guys, obviously you guys are 1 week into camp, but what are you guys most looking forward to when you guys go step on that field, first home game with fans being back in the stadiums finally, and so obviously Eddie George being back home where he played in Tennessee Titans and being a coach now at Tennessee State? What's that gonna be like for you guys? Just when the season starts.
Hopefully it's going to be live. We're ready for it. We're ready for it. We're excited. It's been great to be here in Nashville. The energy, the vibe around Nashville is a lot of excitement around our program right now, especially with Coach George being who he is here in the city. We did a Nissan tour because we play our games in Nissan Stadium, where, he specifically mentioned he's never had a losing record in that stadium. So we're going to try to we're going to try to carry that on for him. I'm excited. I'm excited for the first game when we kick off. Our first home game is actually on my birthday, so that's a double.
Nice.
Hey, happy birthday early.
Happy early birthday.
But
awesome.
it's been good. We're ready. We went and met all the freshmen today on campus in the basketball gym, and they had like a little rally. Can't wait to see everybody week 1, and we're just ready to get going. Hopefully we see everybody out there.
Yeah, me and Kia will take a trip to Nashville one day so we can come out to your game.
Wait, I'm serious. I just wrote down Tennessee on my calendar.
We're gonna make a trip to Tennessee so we can go.
Yeah.
A great place to be. This is a great city. It's one of my favorite cities I've ever been to, for sure.
I love it. Keenan, tell us some ways that you find personal balance in your day, protect your peace, maintain that stability in such a high pressure industry.
It's music is like a release for me.
Yeah.
Just, get home, make dinner in the kitchen, calm down, relax, meditate. I like to drive home in silence a lot. I don't listen to anything. I just drive home, roll the windows down, let the air hit me, and I just think and decompress for a little bit. But there is a lot of this is a high pressure job.
Yeah.
Very, what's the word? It's very not secure. You never know if you're gonna have the job the following year.
Yeah.
You just hope that you keep doing your best and you make good impressions on people and you find ways to relax. I'll relax and watch a movie, or half the time I get home, I put on a movie I've seen 100 times because I don't have to pay attention to it. I can just put it on, relax, and just sit there and eat my gummy bears in peace.
I love it. I do the movie thing too, but not with the gummy bears. That's great. That's great. That's really interesting to drive without. I think it's awesome to have that personal reflection time. And that's very interesting that you let the wind hit you. I like that.
Yeah. I get made fun of a lot because I roll the window down, whether it's 85 degrees, 100 degrees, minus 10 degrees. I got to have the window down. I love that fresh air.
I think it's important. It's also like when there's an energy, or if it's a conversation that's like a tight conversation, I'm like, I got to roll the window down. I need new energy in here,
Absolutely.
So now we do this fun little segment on the show. It's called a rapid fire segment. You ready for this?
All right.
Kawhi Leonard's laugh or Kevin Hart's laugh?
Kevin Hart.
Favorite movie? One of them.
Gladiator.
Nice. Love that.
What was your best? All right, as a coach, do you have any like funny moments or best moments?
Best moments, funny moments, and you want me to rapid fire these?
Yes.
That's a loaded question because I have one from every spot. But one of my favorite moments was winning the championship when I was at Butler University for the second year.
Oh wow!
Being the first school in our conference to be able to reach the FCS playoffs. That was one of the best moments, just seeing all the kids' faces light up, and that accomplishment was huge for them.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Favorite food?
Favorite food, steak and shrimp.
Nice.
All right. Top 5 receivers go now. Right now.
What's that?
Top 5 receivers in the game right now.
Top 5. We're gonna go Devontae Adams, Julio Jones. Let me see.
Julio Jones.
Keenan Allen. I'd probably throw. It's hard not to throw one of the young guys in there. I love CeeDee Lamb. I love his game. I know that you got excited about that one. It's hard not to throw those young guys in there because they are so talented. But then you got guys like what was that, 3 or 4? Do I have one more?
That was 5. I think that was 5. Was it? Well, go one more. Go one more.
I got one more.
DeAndre Hopkins.
What's that?
Hopkins.
You got to throw Hop in there. Hop's top 5.
Yes, absolutely.
Those are in no particular order, by the way. That's just top 5.
Yes, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. What's a favorite place to vacation?
Ooh. My favorite place I've ever vacationed was Italy.
Oh, I want to go.
If I'm not going abroad, Toronto.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So speaking of Devontae Adams, obviously he's entering his final year of his contract. Obviously, so what would you say? For example, if you're trying to recruit Devontae Adams or to stay in Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers is in the same.
I just froze up on you guys.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I got you.
Yeah. So speaking of Devontae Adams, obviously number 1 receiver in the game right now, one of the best receivers in the game, in my opinion. What would you say to him if you're in the Green Bay situation? What would you tell him to make him stay in Green Bay? Because Aaron Rodgers is in the same boat because both of them can leave after this year. But if you were Green Bay, what would you tell both of them?
If I was Green Bay, what would I tell them to do? Or if I was them, what would I do?
What was I? If it was them, yeah.
If I was them, I mean, you gotta protect your value, and you have to get what you're worth. and they're Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are two of the top players in the league, and they're worth. And so, and I can't sit there and say, yeah, you need to be here, you need to sit out. But I mean, if I was them, I'd get what I deserved, and that's a good payday.
That's great advice. Share with us one of the most special moments that you've had coaching.
One of the special moments was honestly, it's a little personal, but when one of my players called, and he's like, "Coach, he's got so excited when his baby was born."
Oh, wow.
He's so excited, and just hearing the excitement in his voice, and he was so excited to share that moment with me, and you feel that relationship, that they trust you, and they want you to know and be a part of the child's life. And so, that was a good moment. That happened a few years ago.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that you had that moment. That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's so special.
That's really awesome. That's amazing.
As a mom of 3, I love that answer. So
yeah. Yeah. So what has Eddie George been like as a head coach so far in camp? And is he a yeller
or? No, he's very, him and I are very similar.
Okay.
We're very mild-mannered people, but the second we get out on the grass, our energy level goes up. The second he gets out on that field, it's like he's playing running back at Ohio State or back at the Titans again. His energy level just skyrockets.
Wow.
He's great. He's been great leader. He's smart, very knowledgeable, and I think the best part, even though this is his first job being a head coach, he's not afraid to let us know that he doesn't know something. And the staff has been built around that. He asks questions, and he wants advice and input from us, and he takes that and makes the decision. And all of us here, we're all ready to go the direction that he leads us in.
Nice. Keenan, now tell us, do you journal things that are important that you want to get across to the players that you've experienced in all these incredible milestones along your way? Do you journal and then share it with your team each year, or how do you go with the flow?
Yeah, I just kind of go with the flow. I write some things down. I have it in my phone. Okay. I have it in my notes section, things that I just cross my mind. My mind's it's always going. I'm not a big journaler, but I am a thinker. I like to think about a lot of things. And, sometimes you just, instead of coaching football, you have to coach life, and just being there for these guys and being able to offer advice for them. And it's fun because I'm almost 40, and they don't think I've had that life experience, but I have. Yeah. So they just want to sit here and talk about it, and I can teach them things that I've been through, and they can talk about things that they've been through. And, you just make a mental note about it, and we'll come back to that later. And it's just that's why I love the profession, because you get to watch these guys grow, both, watch their personalities come out, and just watch them mature.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So I know obviously you got the position at Tennessee State, but like down the road, if the right opportunity presents for yourself, would you consider going back to the NFL as a coach?
I mean, I'd have to consider it. I love where I'm at right now. Mm-hmm. I'm very fortunate to have this job and have this position. But we'll see what happens later on down the road. We'll see what kind of success we have here at Tennessee State, and if the right opportunity comes along, I'll sit down and I'll think about it, and we'll go from there.
Nice. Any mental or physical goals that you have going forward in addition to winning at all?
Mental or physical goals for myself?
Yeah, for the kids, for the players.
I mean, this is a brand new thing for them. My goal for them is to push them mentally and physically harder than they've ever been pushed, because on Saturdays I want it to be easy. And I tell them every day, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to break you, but then I'm going to love on you. You know, I'm going to build you up and, you know, make you stronger, because at the end of the day on Saturday, when you're lined up across the guy across from you, and,
Yeah.
you know, you have to be mentally tough and physically tough. So they might not like it. They might get mad at me for it, but we run extra. My guys run extra every day after practice. Some days more than others, depending on how practice went. But physically, I tell them you're going to be in shape. And that's just something that I believe in. And, you know, I tell them you're going to be in shape mentally and physically, because if you're in good physical shape, you know, that's when you start making mental mistakes, when you get tired. So I don't want them to be tired.
Very smart. Smart.
Thoughts on the Bucks winning the championship this year, the NBA championship.
The Bucks, I was a Laker fan, so I mean, good for Giannis and the Bucks, good for the city of Milwaukee, but I'm a Laker fan, so I was kind of upset about that. I was not ready for that. I mean, I kind of had a feeling after AD went down that it wasn't going to go the way we wanted to. The season just didn't go the way we wanted to as an LA fan up. But I'm congratulations to Milwaukee. They earned it. They deserved it. So yeah, go Lakers. Next year, it's all about the Lakers.
Hey,
How about the Lakers lineup now? What do you feel about that?
Carmelo.
Let's go.
It's all over for everybody.
Let's go. I am ready for it.
Over. It's the Lakers this year.
Yeah, I'm excited about the lineup that they got. Because there's definitely something to be said for having veterans on your team.
Yeah.
Young teams, if you're just completely young rosters, and I learned this being in the NFL, young teams, they struggle just because they haven't experienced certain things. And one of my best friends won a championship in the NBA, and they had a veteran team, and, you know, just watching what he went through and watching his career over the years, it's just night and day different. So hopefully they can pull it off. I'll be excited. I didn't go to the parade when they won it in the bubble, but I might go to this next one if they get it. If this COVID thing ever ends.
Hopefully. Hey, your bench this year is like a college reunion, because you got Ken Bazemore, Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington all back. So,
we're excited. I'm excited to see what happens. I can't wait.
Yeah. So I obviously you already know about the foundation for Hugh Jackson, and we're part of that foundation, and we're trying to help Coach Hugh prevent human trafficking, making sure the community stay safe and the kids stay safe. So what's it like to see Coach Hugh not only be a coach, but have this foundation installed, and having like people like us being involved with him, and what ways can we improve this, and what are you guys most looking forward to helping off the field in Tennessee?
You know, just getting out in the community, raising the visibility of his foundation. He's a great person to work for. Ever since he got here from day one, you know, I've learned so much from him, and like I said earlier, I'm continuing to learn from him daily. I'm always asking questions, trying to pick his brain, because he's experienced it at the highest level, and that's obviously where I want to get to. That's where my goal is. But, you know, as far as off the field stuff, it's just his foundation is just raising. It's huge on raising awareness, and, you know, him being who he is and a public figure and being able to get out there in the public and see things, that's going to be huge for our community, especially here in Nashville, because, you know, it's a big city, and the more eyes you can get on things, the better it's going to be.
I'm really grateful that they gave us the opportunity for our team to be part of it, because we always share it on every show, and we're doing everything we can to help him to improve that situation, because it's really important for people to listen to this, to help out and to stop the situation. So I'm really grateful for him, and to have us on the team. So
absolutely.
And the last thing, sorry. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, it's an honor to be ambassadors and to represent that foundation. And I just want to thank you, especially as a mom. I just want to say thank you for all that you do for the foundation as well, Keenan. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Got to protect the kids.
Yeah.
So the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and essential workers right now?
Thank you. Thank you for everything that you guys have done. This has not been easy. there's a lot of different opinions out there on things, but those are the ones that are, those are the people that are seeing it firsthand. I have family, I have friends there in those hospitals, doctors, nurses, and they're seeing it. And you know, I've lost a few people to the.
Oh, wow.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
It just, to them, thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you, and hopefully this thing ends soon, so you don't have to deal with it anymore. You can get back to your normal lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah. So well said, and there it is. That wraps up episode 875 with passing game coordinator, wide receiver coach Keenan Smith. He coached in the NFL too, but now he's with Tennessee State. I just want to say thank you for joining the show today. It's truly an honor. We learned a lot from this, and hopefully, I can't wait till the season starts for you guys. We're going to be rooting for you guys, obviously, and hope you guys do good. And put some respect on Keenan Smith's name. This guy's a underrated coach, and he's one of the best out there. So thank you again for coming on, and have a great weekend. And like I said, good luck this season.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you. This was awesome. This was so much fun. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And have fun at dinner.
I will. They just text me about it too.
Nice. Nice.